Hello again, everyone. Varel here, Flo out of Portland. Welcome back to our frequently asked question mini-series. Why do some roofs fail earlier than expected, even with new materials? This is where we hammer on workmanship. Typically, the only reason a system will fail prematurely is two answers. Bad maintenance practices, neglect is part of that, and workmanship. So people would love it if they created a combustion engine on oil that never needed to have an oil change. Unfortunately, you have to change your oil every 5 to 12,000 miles. It depends on the quality of the oil, the type of the engine. And that type of mindset, excuse me, is what will kill your roof a lot faster. So 20 mil membrane roof, they on paper is supposed to last 20 years if installed correctly, right? Workmanship aside. A 80 mil membrane roof is supposed to be 30 years on paper. The shingle manufacturers on the residential side are saying 50 years on paper. That's a crock of shit. I believe the metal's probably got the more realistic warranty around the paint warranty being a 40-year on Kynar and then 25 roughly on the SMP on the paint basically. So if in the commercial warranty, people understand that the commercial warranties realistically are going to show closer to a 30-year lifespan on most of the shingles because manufacturers understand that commercial properties are buy and hold assets, and they are going to have to honor that warranty at a later time. Then typically, too, you'll have like a prorated warranty rate, unfortunately, across all the different manufacturers. But back to the question, why do roofs fail earlier than expected? Membrane will not last as long if you don't maintain it properly. Modified SBS, granulated torch, same situation. You need your annual inspections properly. If you're getting NDL warranties on the commercial side because you have a commercial system and you get that NDL warranty but you don't maintain it properly, the manufacturer has no obligation to honor that warranty because you neglected your system. All they want in return for your big investment on your property, for your portfolio protection plan, basically is that you're going to take care of our system responsibly with records by someone qualified to take a look at it. And then on the metal side of things, a similar conversation happens for weather-tight warranties. You want the weather-tight warranty. They want to make sure you're taking care of the system. And for any sort of extended workmanship that we offer, we just say that you're going to take care of your system responsibly so we can honor the warranty properly if anything happens down the road. More than likely, when we're installing any system, metal membrane or shingles, and we provide a lifetime warranty on it, our return trip rate is so low, it's like almost an unmeasurable, because what we're trying to do is do it right the first time, every time. And we've created a good system where we've slowly built up the ability to have success in that measure, because what we're trying to do is create confidence in our buyers so that way people want to share the fact that going with the flow is a smart choice. That's basic business in construction. There's people that operate on a different level with that regard, but the product is the installation in roofing, and how you nurture that entire relationship is part of the service aspect that goes into it, but the product is the actual install. So would it make sense that you try to master the install and the installation process to make sure that people are comfortable with everything so you don't have to come back? Because the folks that go out typically don't take that aspect as serious as they should, and they'll just sub out the work at the expectation that they've already had what they want. They got what they wanted. They got the sale, right? I hate sales. So Flo here, even today, we've never sold a roof in our history. Okay, we're going on 10 years here soon. And I'll say that till we hit 10 years and beyond. Like, I would love to look back and in 20 years, Flo's like, yeah, we still never sold a roof. But people get a lot of roof installations. What's going on? We do a lot of roof repairs. We're doing a shit ton of gutters, but we've never sold a system. What the hell's going on here? So it's a completely different mindset, I think. I've since the beginning taken workmanship extremely seriously to the point where if a customer has any questions, I'm there to answer it, right? The team's there for the client as well. We're making sure that people have no hesitation in the quality that we're trying to put down, because again, I mean, in a previous video I mentioned that we're pursuing these once in a lifetime projects as a qualification to what I believe is requirement in the roofing industry, which is these higher spec opportunities that require and push the team to be at their best. And it ensures me that I'm getting the best out of the team, because I'm like, well, look here, this is where the stakes are at. We're making sure that we're qualified to be on these properties. And the market will speak to that, right? Price doesn't always determine the value. And I think a lot of people would understand this, hopefully, that in life you learn that eventually you get what you pay for, okay? And that going with the cheapest price for whatever product or service that you're looking for is a good thing generally, and you will find out very quickly like the difference between a let's say it's just like I hate to say DeWalt, but like whatever a knockoff DeWalt might look like. Now what's weird is that obviously there's planned obsolescence in some of these products, so you have to be aware of that. But I mean, in the Android market, I'm not an Apple guy, sorry to bug anyone out there, but there's a complete difference from the performance, battery life, processing power of the chips in the knockoff phone that some of our team uses out in the field versus like a higher end Android, right? And the battery, the camera, everything is a little bit different, but you're paying a doubling, or at least in some of those cases, but you get a way better performing product. And the phone is the easiest way for everyone to relate because everyone's got one. So, but back to why materials will fail earlier inspected if they're newer. It's generally always going to be workmanship related. It's one of the most important aspects of what we take care of here at Flow. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to start bringing teams years ago in-house, because I wanted to control their training and the outcomes and the communication behind what the client's experiencing, again, because the install is the product. It's the most important aspect of the entire model. So we need to build strong systems around that. And so we've been able to pull a lot of beneficial standards down from the commercial world in the way that we treat those clients and the product installation, the expectations from the manufacturers, all the different parties involved, to ensure that our residential people get that same level of treatment. And so a rising tide raises all boats in that way, that hopefully people recognize. But at the same time, none of it matters if we're not taking care of the actual install. I know that the admin team in the production department is going to be taking care of the communication. We got it buttoned down now. And we've learned the hard way too. I mean, a customer is quick to say, hey, I haven't heard from anyone, or like, what are the next steps? If a customer is wondering, in my mind, I go, that's failure. They say in some aspects of business, at least the people that I follow, like the Alex Hermosis, et cetera, Layla Hermosis and everything, if a customer is wondering what's next, that you're failing. You should always end a meeting with the meeting scheduled, knowing what the next steps are going to be. So at least that's the way we're starting to flow, and it's starting to gain momentum. But here we are, February 26th. We've got some big things coming down the pipe here in the next month. I'm going to take you guys up on a roof that we're going to do down in Lake Oswego. The weather's finally opened up too, so you see us out in the field more. I've been able to coach the team in a way where folks are starting to understand that at least we're adding value to their properties in a way where they can ask any question, and we try to treat people with respect. Like everyone's an investor. We expect them to be an engineer with their questions so that we're over prepared to be able to answer what they need. And then we limit what our abilities are so that we can set proper expectations. We have a lot of people are like, well, can you frame me up a new roof on the back porch, or build me an ADU and put a roof on it? We're like, no, we don't do any framing. We can do light framing repairs. We can do truss repairs, and sister things in and do some light bird blocking with some plywood sheathing replacement. But I don't want my roofers stepping out of their comfort zone. I want my roofers roofing. I want my sheet metal guys and gutter guys to be doing gutters. I want my membrane team to be doing membranes. I don't want my admin team to be jumping on a roof. You wouldn't want our office people installing a roof, right? You want them to understand the components of the roof. You want them to understand what goes into these systems and why they're built. That's one of the reasons why we filter for experience in the production department. You don't want a project manager who's never installed a roof. You don't want a gutter guy who's never installed a gutter system. Okay, and for sheet metals as well, right? You measure twice, cut once. So that is the spiel this morning. Appreciate you tagging along, and we've got a lot more of these questions coming. So stay tuned. I know they're riveting. I know that we're talking about roofs is extremely sexy, but if you have any questions, let us know, and we'll go with the flow. Take care. Ciao.